Hey, I'm Tom Gwaltney with VI Elements, and we're here with the core kit. I'm going to talk a little bit about the hi-hat today. That's one of my favorite parts of the kit. It's probably one of the most advanced aspects of the kit. The hi-hat is laid out in a very intuitive, basic way. The different articulations, like the edge, the bow, the bell, are laid out across the keyboard notes, or you map them onto your electronic drum kit. And then the level of openness is controlled either with your mod wheel on the keyboard or a slider, or with the pedal. Great thing is, after you're done playing, it's really easy to edit it on the computer. You can drag your notes around. If you wanted to hit maybe an edge accent instead of a tip, just drag it around. And then you can go in and completely make new parts if you want. Draw in your level of openness, add an open hi-hat here, close it up there. It's very cool. Go ahead and play a little bit, and then we'll go over to the edit section and see if we can mess around some. Okay, we're going to do some editing with the core kit hi-hats now. And before we get into editing in the DAW, I'd like to show you a specific control that only the hi-hats have in the library, and it's this pedal range control. Basically, the minimum knob for the pedal range control does the same thing as the clamp for the hi-hat on the real hi-hat. So if you want to set it so that the hi-hat can only get but so open, you'd set it with your foot and then you screw this clamp down, and that's how drummers achieve that. This pedal range knob will do the same thing. So if you let it go all the way to 0, that allows the hi-hat to go all the way open. The more you restrict it and the higher you go up with this, it's going to restrict how far it can go up. So I like to usually set it at 2. That gives you 8 layers of openness and pretty much gives you the full range. And then leaving kind of that last layer for maybe if you're doing fusion or something where you really want to get that really crisp open hi-hat sound. And you can also pull it back some to make it even more forgiving. Now the max knob is similar. It does something for you that you can't really do with real hi-hats, is it keeps the hi-hats from getting but so tight. So no matter how hard you press the pedal down, if you have this knob pulled back, it's still going to be pretty loose. So that can be pretty cool, because you can lay down a part and then decide later, you know what, I just want to loosen it up a little bit. Instead of having to go in and do any editing, you can just pull the knob down. And you can also automate these knobs, which opens up a whole nother world of possibilities. So now, looking inside the DAW for more detailed editing, let's take a look at a little something that I have recorded here. So the different notes on the hi-hats are accessed here. So let's go through. We've got the splash, and then you got your foot stomp, edge, bow, and bell. So you play your parts, and then you can go through, drag them around, change them as you want. Now that's easy enough. I'm sure you have that concept. The really cool thing is going into the foot control. Now what you're seeing is the information that was recorded when I played the part, and it's very easy to go in and manipulate it. So if you don't want that there, you just take it out. And same thing, if you want to put one in, and you don't have to go all the way open. You can go just partially. Another thing you can do is just draw a line at a specific spot. It's going to they'll be all a little bit sloshier through here. Just the amount of detail is insane, really. Okay, so let's go to a more simple example where a lot of times you may have a verse or something and the drummer lays down a beat and it's just right, but you just wish you could change the openness a little bit, and that's great. So let's just listen to it totally tight here. Okay, that's pretty boring. So let's just kind of put it halfway, see what we get. Not bad. Let's open it up a little bit more. It's very easy to just put in little opens here or there. It's a good spot. And one little trick is if you play a drum beat and then you go in and you quantize it, which I often do with my parts, the controller data isn't quantized. So to make sure that all your opens and closings are happening the way they should, after quantizing a part, go in, take your controller data, and just kind of zoom in a little bit. And you can see, like right here, for instance, all of that controller data, let's see if I can grab it all, needs to be shifted. Easy way in Pro Tools, Option H, just hit earlier by about 20 ticks. And it pushes it just ever so forward so that you get that information at the right time, and it opens and closes the hat at the right time. In addition to just standard kind of editing with the pencil and stuff, get to use some of these tools that I never seem to be able to use for anything else. They actually work great for the hi-hats. So, for instance, you know, it's rare that a drummer would play a beat and keep his foot exactly still. So you can kind of give it some life by doing something like this, maybe using the triangle. And then you can take that whole thing and drag that around. So let's listen to what that sounds like. Adds a nice little bit of randomness to it, I think. So then you can just take that whole thing and just slosh it all up a little bit. Okay, so let's take this section here. This is something that is pretty useful, I think, that can really... It's difficult to do with any other MIDI hi-hat. So you start a verse, and then as you come closer and closer to the chorus, I think it sounds good a lot of times for the hi-hats to slowly loosen up, loosen up, loosen up, and it gives you that anticipation like it's going somewhere without really the beat changing. So let's listen to it just normal. Okay. So what we'll do is over that little 4-measure section, we'll just start opening up the hats until by the time it's at the end of measure 4, it's almost all the way there. Let's check that out. The great thing is you see a pretty direct analog correlation between what you draw and what you hear. So obviously I'm not a very good artist, but let's hear what that sounds like. So it's so easy just to go in and kind of do some improvising and then draw your lines and then redraw them until you're happy. Alright, so if you don't have an electronic drum kit, you can still get the most out of these hi-hats by just using your mod wheel or a slider. The notes are laid out on the keyboard. You have your bell, bow, edge, chick, and splash. So if you program it to your mod wheel, it's pretty easy. As you move it, it's just going to open it up and close it back. I have mine programmed to a slider, and I reverse the polarity so it's like it is on a real drum kit as far as the pedal goes up. It's in the down position now, and then goes up and gets looser. So it's 9 levels of openness. Let me go ahead and let you hear that full, all the way open there. And I generally set it to 2 so it doesn't go all the way open. I clamp the hi-hat down a little bit. But then you just use the slider and you can do parts like this.